Good morning, guys. Let me get a test if
Morning.
you can hear me. Thank you. Good morning. What do we got here?
Good morning, big dog.
Yeah, good morning.
Looking good, man. That thing shot up at 8 o'clock.
Sure has. All right, we're right up next to a high. That don't look too bad. Probably. What do you think? Go push that right at open. Got 30 seconds until it happens. It's kind of been like that's kind of the.
They
It looks
might,
like it's the high of the week, huh?
they might want that 750.
We got VWAP and everything else down here. Let's see where it goes.
Morning. We can't see your screen.
Oh, look, I'm over here showing you guys things. Here you go. Uh-huh. Okay. A little slow. A little slow at first.
Five-minute Titan just hit.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Yeah, it looks like probably end up going down towards VWAP, which we're almost there. It's sitting at there it is. Yep, just about to touch it. 658. Good morning. Good morning. Watching this zone, trying to see what it does here. What's that start at?
Ain't that,
63.
isn't that 3 days in a row opening up with a 5-minute Titan?
It has been like that. That's crazy. 663.
Mm-hmm.
It's pushing. Did you guys see that Apex deal that I posted about?
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I got to cop a couple of those.
Yeah, so if you haven't looked yet, I put it in Discord. We've got right here, you guys, if you're looking at my screen. So it says $84 all in any sized account. So that any size account that you want, you can get right now for $84. That includes the evaluation plus the performance fee. So you'll be able to it's a $6 performance fee. So if any of you guys have like 10 evaluations that you've been working on or whatever, obviously don't just try to rush through it, but right now you could redeem your PAs for $6. So $6 PA fee until the 9th, which is 5 days from now. I swear they do this on purpose. They do it on a Thursday. So we have Thursday, Friday, and then the weekend happens. But it is what it is. So we have until the 9th, which is next Tuesday. So really we have today, we have a little bit tomorrow, you have Monday, and you have Tuesday. So about 4 days, 5 if you include Sunday.
Boy, she's moving.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let her get somewhere too. I'm gonna leave her alone.
I just took that Titan trade right here. I took it because it was pushing straight down into these zones. Didn't look bad.
Yeah, it's just pushing. Man, I ain't even see that.
About a
I
quick
took that one
150.
too, Ken.
Nice. Yeah, this looks good.
That thing running.
It's moving a lot. You know, it's moved $2,000 worth of profit if you would have been selling at the open. All right, we're down into this next zone. Let's see how it holds up.
Remember yesterday, it just nosedived. You might get that nosedive again and a slow buy back up.
Yeah, well, it consolidated in a 90-point range from yesterday's open till today as well. So it's just steadily been consolidating.
I was looking at sales this morning. I wasn't quick enough to the trigger this morning.
Yeah.
I thought too much.
Well, I don't normally even trade this early, so I seen that. I seen the delta was lined up. I mean, we've got big delta. It's been negative since open, so looks good. Let's see what it does right here. So we come down. What is going on? My chart is not scaling the right way here.
Might be going right back up. My Meta's up $30.
Yeah, it could be. What do we got?
Yeah, I made a little quick 150, another 150 real quick.
Nice. VWAP's back at 649-ish area. VWAP and VWAP are right at 650. So if you're buying, you got a good target in that area. And let's see our volume zones. I can't even add mine on probably. Let's see. Oh, I could.
To be honest, man, I just hope that it closes one way rather than a doji with two huge wicks on the top and bottom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wait for a long day then trading inside of that.
Look at this. So we opened up at this volume level. These are the two volume levels we have like nearby here. Opened up at one, went straight down to that next one there. This is from the CME list. Yesterday was so easy. There's a 1 minute Titan pending signal
Yeah.
right here. See if it goes through the triggers or not.
It'd be wild if it do, huh?
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, I'll get this thing. Oh, we're getting a buy zone right here. Look, boom. I'll get this trading view thing worked out. I'm hoping they said that they'd respond to me within 10 hours, but they didn't. So my data is still a little delayed on trading view, but by 5 seconds. But I got my other platform up, so it's all good. We got a buy level right here, a buy zone. We'll see if it already broke out. We'll see if it goes up there. Some bigger orders are coming in right now. They're sell
My
orders.
orders.
They're
Oh,
actually
still,
they're sell orders, but price didn't immediately push down, so they might be getting absorbed. I'm watching it right now to see.
right. They could get trapped.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it looks like that happened to them. Could really use that.
This is ugly. What the heck did I show up to?
Thank you.
Good morning, y'all. Good morning.
Good morning.
That made me a little bit late, but yeah, I didn't miss anything.
Good morning.
All right,
What's the new Apex deal? Is that for one account or is that?
so I'll show you. It's for you. So if you ever wanted to trade 20 accounts, now's the time to get them. It's a $6 activation. So if you have any performance accounts that you need to activate, right now is the time to do it. For $6, you can activate your performance account, and so yeah, for $6 you can activate the performance account. They're 60% off, but they've had the price change to 196. So it is $78 for the account plus $6 PA fee, so $84 all in. I put it right here in Discord as well. So if you go inside of announcements, you'll see 6 eval sizes, all priced at 196. 1 data pass is okay. Sell-ins next Tuesday, so you basically have 4 to 5 days at this rate.
Mm-hmm.
That is,
and that's $6 per account, right? I mean, that's per account.
That's $6 per performance account that you purchase. Yeah.
Okay.
So you'd have to buy each evaluation, which they're, what are they? What did it say? $78.
Mm-hmm.
I see some divergence in the CVD. Well, on the trader base,
Let's see. What are you looking at? How are you looking at it?
a little divergence on the CVD. The CVDs got a downtrend, but the uptrend on the chart.
1-to-1 gives. This is the last I'm gonna explain.
Is that me?
No, with somebody else.
No, it sounds like somebody was watching me for a second there, like listening to something, like listening to something that I was saying. This is.
That is a good deal, man. That's all that counts.
Yeah. So, and again, if you already have a performance account right now, lots of sales just came in on that last 1 minute candle, by the way. Oh, look at, still got that showing. Lots of big sell orders came in, lots of volume. Price should keep pushing down. If it doesn't, then those sellers are getting trapped or we're getting absorbed. All the volume was kind of like right in the middle of the candle, right at the close. So we'll see what it does now.
It was shit. When those sellers be coming in and it start going up, that's like a clear sign that they may be getting absorbed, huh?
Yeah, anytime you see aggressive sellers, and lack of expansion or reward, if you will, normally what's happening is they're getting absorbed, because if sellers are aggressive, then price should be
I got one sitting there.
it should be pushing down, Right.
We got a sale setting up, ain't it? Well, a buy too, if this one closes. We in one of them little spots.
Yep.
Got a little oil running down the side.
Okay.
I can't. If somebody's talking, I can kind of hear somebody, but I can't really tell what they're saying.
I like they're talking about oil running down.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I thought somebody was in trouble.
My bad.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. That buy setting up.
Let's see.
The sale ain't set up.
Delta's still pushing down. It's trending down. They're selling hard, but yeah, price is not going down right now. So this is it's one of those areas where the pressure's building up. So like, you could always win or lose a trade, right?
Yeah, this one of those spots where the Nicky and go the other way if you don't watch out.
Right. So you can always win a trade or win or lose a trade, but where the market is right now, it's set up in a way. It's set up in a way where the pressure is there. The pressure is there. So if you if price goes up and you're buying, you're gonna make money. This is definitely an area where you'd want to be watching the chart. We've got delta divergence. We can see aggressive selling hard, but you see how CVD is actually trending down. You can see it. CVD is trending down, but price is failing to push lower.
It's still trending down, CBD.
So when you see that, that's what's going on there. Is they're trying to sell some, they're selling and they're aggressive with it and they're selling, and it's not going down. It's like they're running into a wall, basically.
I'll be looking sometime for like the candle to close maybe red or maybe turn green, but then the CVD be the other color.
Right. It's like a straight up divergence.
Yeah. Like there for a second, the candle was green, but the CVD was red, and it's still kind of flipping back and forth. It don't know what to do.
So the perfect time to look for your entry is if we see one of those flush style setups, because otherwise you're like, see, I could buy right now. I want to buy right now. Like, why not just why miss it? Why miss it? And you just buy right now. But look, we have 10 o'clock coming up. I know it would suck to miss a trade, but this is just the way my mind works. Is 10 o'clock is showing up. We see the pressure building. We see people selling. They want to sell. And we can see that. And now let me move my chart over here where you can see mine too. So look at delta right now. We have our low right here. We got our low here. We got this low right here. We got this low here. Right now, see, it's selling and its price is even pushing lower, but delta has not yet gone lower. If it does go lower, sometimes this will actually drop off. Like, it's almost like support and resistance on here.
Bam.
Yeah. So now what I would do myself, and this is what I am gonna do, as much as I don't want to, I'm gonna just sit and watch until 10 o'clock, because I know the timing of it. Sometimes we could get in right now. But we don't have a strong exchange. I like, if you look at delta and you look at these candles, you can't see an area where you could see, well, right here buyers are definitely stepping in. You can see a little bit more aggression. But what I like to see is hard selling. Boom, somebody sold really hard to push price lower to trigger more sellers. You should see the aggression in the selling and then wait to see if it immediately changes to buying. And that will most likely, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen at 10 o'clock.
Right.
Right around that.
You're right.
Maybe even on the dot. So
maybe at 850.
See, so some other people are seeing this right now too. They might be piling in right now, and what's going to happen is they're early. Congratulations. They might buy and 10 o'clock comes, slams down below this low one more time, and then takes off. Like, what are the chances that we just came in, put one low in, and then we just turn around and go the other way? I don't know about that.
Yeah, you're right.
I think
you're right, man.
I think we should probably break the low one more time. Wouldn't if I mean, wouldn't you do it if you could make it happen?
You're right.
So that's.
But
I see the buyers coming in though. You can see it right here. You can see the change from that aggressive
Nvidia up
selling.
$2.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still Nvidia's going up. So if that's a telltale sign for NASDAQ, like I said, Nvidia's going up right now. I think it may be trying to go for yesterday's highs.
Yeah.
Gonna be interesting. When ain't it?
Remember, I've said this a lot, but I like to see something that makes me feel like I missed it. Like, oh man, I missed the trade. You know, like
Yeah.
oh, and then start looking for that entry because man, you know, everyone sees the same thing. If you think you missed a trade, there's a lot of other people that think they missed a trade.
You're right.
And
you want to see them get caught.
Well, think about it. If everyone thinks like that, then the big guys that are moving the market, right, the smart money, whatever you call them, then they know we think like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they know that we think like that as well. And so wouldn't you use that to your advantage?
Yeah. When you know that they feel like, man, they got them folk caught, man. If you got in that trade, you got caught.
Mm-hmm.
Them the ones. That's the move you want to take.
Yep.
That's the move you want. You want to be on the other side.
Look at the buyers piling in right here. As soon as price broke this high right here, you know how it was a little range for the last 5 minutes. Look, these were the highs. Look where price just popped above there. Hold on, let me make sure I'm looking at the right area. Yeah, right as it starts to pop above here, look, 20 contracts, 7, 2, 1. We had buyers all the way up at the very top of that candle just now.
Well, now it's nasty right now.
Mm-hmm.
Looking super bearish like it did yesterday, but then it snapped back up.
And now I bet we have sellers piling in down here. Let's see.
Mm-hmm. Because it just got the low.
Yeah, see, look, I know these might be kind of hard to see because I changed the color yesterday, but look, you've got all this volume down here. You got sellers just piling in at the bottom. So you've got buyers getting long right here. You've got sellers getting short right here. They're just getting worked right now.
Yeah.
Now let's see if we got look at the buy order, the buy limit sitting right down here below at this level. You see that?
What it look like? Can you point to it again?
One second. I'm talking to my boy.
You good, brother.
He just came in here and asked me at 7:57, can you take me to school? At 7:57. Look, that see, this makes me want to get in, to be honest, but I'm not going to because of what I said about that 10 o'clock. How this looks here, where we had pretty strong selling. You can see delta is above the average, so we had pretty strong selling. This went a little lower. This is what kind of makes it where I don't care too much. But then this next candle closes in here. If it would have closed a little higher, this is very, very close to being what I like. What I really like in a good flush is where price pushes down, and then this next bullish candle comes in and closes up above it. Kind of swallows it up and then takes off. But yeah, this is starting to look really convincing.
It's still stepping on down.
Yep.
And it's getting everybody. It's getting every limit order it can get to.
Yeah, and see how this is where I honestly I just wouldn't be interested in trading any of these Titans. Just give it a second, or give it 6 minutes and wait till 10 o'clock and see if price gets on out of here. Or apply that rule where if you've taken or observed a losing trade, don't take another one until you see the system winning, because if it's losing, that means that price is consolidating in one area, because the Titan works like this, so it's going to look for patterns like that. This means it won. If it goes like this and it lost, that means it's going like that. That means that the market is moving more sideways, and you could end up just getting trapped in little moves like this. So just let it actually break out, and then, in other words, observe a winner and then take a trade. We're sitting here talking about what we're looking for, so don't I wouldn't just go do the exact opposite. Yeah, CVD is still pushing, and CVD is still pushing down. Yeah, even though it's flat, price is flat, it is pushing down.
My CVD pushing up on Trade Bank.
Well, this last candle is, but this is the first time. This is
But
the first
CVD
time.
it's still a downtrend though. The CVD. You're right about that.
Like this last candle, it made for the first time it made a higher high on CVD.
And with you, man, I think that 9 o'clock, if it do anything, it may be a reversal type candle.
What, when 10 comes in?
Yeah, when 10 comes in, it could be one of those reversal types with that long wick on the bottom, and then that next hour you can just tear it up, man.
Yeah, dude, look at this though, man. These zones. Hold on, let me back up. We got nothing but zones. There's so much area down here, man. I don't know where it's gonna go, but let's see. We already traded into this zone, so there's the low right here. So we got pretty clear. They're stacked so close together. That's the thing.
Or what, we go up, put a wick in first,
I'm just trying to.
and then
Oh, go ahead.
maybe put it on the. I'm thinking the hourly candle. Maybe put the wick in first at the top before they go down. If it doesn't, when it opens up and then it doesn't go for the low and it starts going up, it could be putting the wick in.
Yeah, I see it pushing down right now. I'm just trying to see where it's most likely to go. See, it's leading up. It's getting ready. It's cooking up for that 10 o'clock. It's at an interesting area even right now, which is yesterday's, or actually, yeah, yesterday's. No, it would be the day before. So if today's Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday's closing VWAP price. It might be doing it right there. That's, oh, the timing of it. Don't that look like a reversal candle right out of that zone?
Man.
Make you want to take a stab at it, huh? Because, see, they can kind of hide.
And then another zone popped up right behind it.
Yeah, see, they can kind of hide in that I guess you could trade that any which way. You could just trade the breakout of the candle if you wanted, or you could wait to try to, because it's setting up a buy with the trading zone. So like, you could, let's see. What I was going to say is you could, worst comes to worst, you could buy this signal here, but we could sit, watch, and wait to see, what happens. I was thinking that candle, they were going to hide the buys inside of there. Let's see what it's doing. Let me go to a 30-second or 15. Let's see if I can see the change in buyers there. Hurry up, load. It might have been a bad choice switching time frames right before this happens. Oh, come on.
Like we ain't got long, man. 10 seconds.
I know, and I
Let's
of
just
course
hold it out.
I went and
I'm
looked.
ready to front run it. But I'm trying my best not to. Little 20-point stop loss. Let her go.
Let's see. All right, there's 10. I got a little messed up. I switched time frames and I shouldn't have done that. So I don't know what things look like right now. Like, did we get a flush style or no? Not really, right? We had this and then we had that.
Yeah, we didn't get a flush style, but it's looking like she wants to go up. She flushed at 8:58. She flushed her out and then came back in. She flushed her out, but she closed back in. The next candle was an inside bar, and then bam, we shot back up.
Let's see what it does here. Maybe it will. Yeah, I see what you mean. So you see this candle here. They may have kind of hid the flip to buyers inside of there, and I'd have to show you here in a minute what I'm looking at as to why I think that. I'd just have to show you, but it didn't look very clean. I think we could still look for an opportunity. Yeah, I don't think that was like a super clean flush.
She's not ready yet. She's consolidating good.
Yeah, 10 o'clock didn't even come with a lot of volume. Like it's the same amount of volume that was in all the other candles.
Mm-hmm. Meta's up 25 still. Look, Nvidia's came down.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, look at my screenshot I'm putting here.
Nvidia's turned bullish on the hourly.
Let's see here. Is that Brenda? Okay, so you see, this is that bearish candle. If you can see my screen right here, this is that bearish candle, and you could see where it came in making this low, but you could see all the volume in the candle here, and then this is the value area and the point of control. So in that one candle, it started out and it opened right here, went as high as this, and then at one point was really bearish, right? And then I think what it kind of looks like is that sellers pushed it down hard, and then buyers came in here pushing it to close back up there. So if it doesn't, basically I'm saying that to say that this area here, if this was the real move, then you should expect buyers here. So if it comes down in here, you could look for a way to enter with your stops just right below the low, because buyers would defend this area if they bought in here. If this was the true turnaround right here, then this area will be defended or this area will be defended right here. And so when price comes back down from wherever it is, right here, as it starts to come back down, which those prices are starting at, well, you can see it's kind of like the open of the candle. So between 555 down to, really the low. Like you could almost think of and consider buying at 555, and watching if that area gets defended. But I've got to run my son to school real quick. He's the one that goes right across the street, so I'm gonna go run him over to the school, and then I'll come right back, see what happens. Be right back.
We'll hold it down for you.
Everybody have a good day. I'm on my way to work.
You have a good one today too. We see you one and done. You out of here.
Have a good
Yes.
day.
Yes. All right. Yes.
Have a good day.
I'm glad you got a one to have a blessed one.
All right. You too.
Be careful out there.
Anybody else trade any? I haven't took a trade out today.
I did up to like 3.
Just watching. I haven't done anything.
I kind of wanted to decide what she want to do first. Christmas time, last 30 days. Anybody got a chance to look at the monthly candle? It look pretty bullish. Could be a buy setup going up. What we have October closed bullish. November was bearish. So if we get a bullish month this month, be a lot of upside.
Mm-hmm.
We'll look at the weekly. Look like we just got a good swing point. We snatched liquidity a couple of weeks ago. Last week was bullish. This week's really look like a continuation to the upside. Really should be. But that's what it looked like. The daily does look kind of bearish, but just because we're at some EMAs and I got a volume profile up here from a long time ago. We're at a PLC. Nvidia's going down. Nvidia kind of got a gap at the open. Nvidia kind of gapped up this morning. So it looked like it's kind of going down to close the gap. I don't know if that may be bearish for MNQ. At least short term.
Mm-hmm. Where are you looking to see Nvidia and the other the stocks that are in that 100? You got another screen up with it on there?
Yeah, I got two screens on TradingView.
Oh, okay.
I pull up Nvidia and I watch MNQ.
Yeah.
Since it's the biggest by market cap. Almost at 5 trillion.
Wow. Look at gold and see what gold is doing.
Gold had a lot of upside.
Yeah.
It's got a gap too that it never filled back at 41163. So that might be that might be a nice little target long term. 4,160 area. That's the top side liquidity, so that would be a nice little short term liquidity point if it was gonna continue to the upside. On gold. I don't really trade gold though. A lot of times just having a higher time frame target will help eliminate some of the noise going on.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. Yeah, I'm noticing that too. Yeah.
See what we gonna get. Huh? She doing what she does. I said if it is headed to the downside, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get another sweep of the lows, if anything. Threatening at 25,500 area.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I think we might get down there, hopefully.
It'll probably be like yesterday, man, because yesterday when Nvidia took up, everything else took up. But we can't forget Meta's up $25. $27 right now. Don't know what they got going on, but just Chop City right now, man.
Yeah, it is.
You
you think the setups are better on? I mean, I know you get fewer setups on the 5 minute than you do on the 1 minute. Do you like the 5 minute better or the 1 minute?
I like the 1 minute. I like the 1 minute to execute on, but as far as like looking, I'll use the 5 minute a lot of time.
Okay.
I use the 5 and the 15 as like my just relative higher time frame over the 1 minute. But a lot of times I get my targets on like the 4 hour and the daily.
Okay.
Like yesterday highs and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like we took today's high already. We didn't already put in a new high. We didn't took the last couple of days highs, really. You know what I'm saying? So that leaves room for a pullback, if anything, before continuing higher.
All right, it's going down a little bit.
We might get that drop. I got a line at 544. So that's a little sweet spot right there. I think that's from to So we had that move yesterday. Yeah. I drew up a nice little 4-hour range. And well, we've been ranging at the last 2-3 days. The midpoint is about 544. We just bounced off the midpoint. Really on the 4-hour. It's in went up. If anything, it's then put in a nice little wick to the top side and respected the bottom part of the counterbody. So if we look at it, we could have some downside play on the 4-hour on the higher time frame. Or we could sweep it and then head back up towards the top. Yeah. Because this 4-hour counter just opened up. It's just 9 o'clock. It's just 10 o'clock. So it's the first hour on it. And it hasn't even swept the bottom. And we got about 20 points. No, about 10, 15 points to the bottom right now.
Consolidation.
She ain't going nowhere, Ken.
I see that. God, that's nasty.
Yeah,
We just been trying to, just looking to see where she may go.
Ooh, man, but look at that pressure. Look at
Yeah.
this. So look, I like to track CVD in multiple ways, and so you have CVD. That's what you see when you're looking at my chart here. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. I just opened up. Listen to this, you guys. Oh, it didn't make the normal noise. It's MetaTrader. Ow.
There you go.
Okay, so I like to track CVD in multiple ways for certain reasons, and I'll show you right now why. All right, so you have, if it won't just come over here. So you can see here, this is regular CVD as a candle. That way you can see cumulatively if it's up, down, left, right. But then also I like to track CVD bar to bar, which is what you're seeing here, and compare it to the average. So this is what I'm talking about, that pressure building. Look at how you see it's like big sales, big buys, big sales, big buys, big sales, big buys. You see, to me, this looks like somebody making something and doing something, because those are the amount of aggressive buying and selling is above the average. This line is a 20 period average. So you can see that the amount of CVD in these bars are more than 50% the average. Do you follow me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and we've got pretty steady volume, right? And then boom, it explodes, right? So it's, that's what did we have? We had CVD pushing down, so we had aggressive selling. Oh shoot, I didn't even notice looking at it now. I mean, we've already had a bit of a switch over. Like, we had aggressive selling and price was failing to go lower, which means you watched it do that. And now if you look at it, it's been flat, but Delta is aggressively buying with no reward. So we had sellers trying really hard with no reward, and then we had buyers trying really hard with no reward. And yeah, this is we're definitely in the spot right here. We're getting, something's gonna happen. That's for sure. Something's gonna happen
When
here.
the pop out, that's why it's like we noticed that it did what it doing yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This I hope you guys followed
And
my advice. I hope you followed my advice about just
you see that Titan?
don't take trades here yet, huh?
Yeah, it's doing what it did yesterday.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, it got into a little area like this where none of the Titans were hitting, and it ain't done that in a long time.
Well,
And it's been 2 days back to back. So it's like you said about staying in the market long enough to see different conditions, because you get so spoiled when it's winning day in, day out,
yep.
that you forget that days like this happen too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I don't want the range to look like this, but I mean, it is what it is. Look, we came in, we made this low, right? Tried, failed, tried, failed, tried, failed, tried, failed, tried, failed, over and over. So it seems like this low is significant. It's around level 550 as well. And so now I don't know about the top, right? Because I would almost even look at it this way, because you see price had come down into here, and then we can see where price reacted to this area there, and then also right here, right? So so maybe and then it tried and failed. So this might be our range right here. I'm not 100% sure about the top, but this low does seem to be the point that's being defended right now. What I say it was 550.
All right, I'm back. What happened?
Nothing.
Not a
Literally
thing.
not a thing. You know what? We are at yesterday's. That 553 is yesterday's midpoint. So if we were to actually look at the entire day yesterday, like this, we're at the 50% retracement of yesterday. You see that? Interesting how that works.
Has anybody took a trade today?
I took one earlier. I took a Titan trade.
I took one. I'm up $90. That's about. I only took one.
Man, that's good. $90 more than a lot of folks. I'm up $36, but man, I'll take that before I get to playing around with it. I'll wait. Yesterday I waited pretty good and got a good opportunity.
I'm just looking around, trying to see if I could see. You see on the 1 hour, it looks like a flush. Look, I'm gonna show you in a second. You see, this is a 1 hour candle pushed down, right? We got all this delta, right? A huge volume. This was the opening 1 hour candle. And now you see this one. This is the POC of that candle right here, which is, what would you say, about 5? I mean, I don't know. I had to look exactly what that is, but you can see it right here. And then we got, a bulk of the volume running around through here, and we're testing that area right here. So we got a lot of volume down there. We tested that. So this area right here, this little zone, this is going to be the main thing right there. I don't know what it's going to do yet. I don't know if it's going to just retest it and be stuck under it or what. But I am looking different time frames. I was trying to see if I could spot, like, see here, boom, a 30-minute. Let me check a 30-minute on my platform here. Because on a 1 hour, we have the flush style setup. If you pay close attention, that is the flush style setup right here. You see, we had big CVD. Obviously, it's above the average, because look at the average, right? It's 600. So we had above average CVD, closed down below its volume areas, closed strong. There was obviously strong amounts of selling that happened here. Next candle came in. CVD didn't make a low. Candle didn't make a new low. and now we just need to see this close. And when I'm looking for a flush, I really like for this candle here to close at least above these volume areas. I normally like it to close, up here higher, or at least like 50% of the candle or something. I want to see that buyers really stepped in and and took this back. And so if they can beat the main volume area right here, then that's a good sign. And then a lot of times what I'll do is I'll actually enter and use that as my stop loss. So my stop loss will go here, my entry would be there, and then my TP could be, back up here at the highs or at these volumes, something like that. So
Nvidia going for that gap fill.
POC just shifted for the first time today. So this is actually the first time it shifted since market open yesterday. So it looks like we're about to do something here. Maybe we sweep the low and then do it, or I don't know. Who knows? I'm leaning towards buying, but anybody could win the battle. We just gotta be ready to look for the trade. I'm gonna look for a flush style trade down here if it breaks the low, or any time.
I set an alert for when Nvidia fills that gap. It's gonna let me know.
Oh, okay.
I bet it start buying right up too.
Look, there it is. Hard sells out of there.
Bam. That was it. 15 minutes. It was a 15-minute setup. Price action.
A lot of volume stacking up at the bottom of this candle here.
Here we are.
All right, let's see what this candle does. That was a lot of volume and a lot of if this candle don't make a low and this candle closes bullish, this looks good. Even front running down at the bottom here is low risk. If it breaks the low, you get out with a tiny loss.
She going down. Nvidia's about to tank.
A lot of buys just came in.
Let me get in there. I'm gonna catch me a little low. This next. Is we setting up for a Titan going down?
Setting up for Titan going down, but I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for strictly buys.
To get it back up in the range. It did close back in the range, didn't it?
POC's at
that was a quick 10 points.
I can't see it because I got this freaking order. 580. There it was. It was perfect. Yeah. Perfect flush right there, huh?
I bought it to open of that candle. Quick 10 points. I got out of there.
Easy money. I told you, man. I told you if we waited long enough. If we waited, see, if we would have bought earlier.
Back in that range.
If you would have bought earlier, you would have got stopped out right there. You would have held it and hoped and hoped and hoped and waited, and then you would have even seen a little bit of a reward. Like, yeah, I did it, and then bam, 3 minutes, 3 candles. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a nice one. Yeah. Nice little flush style trade.
Yep, I got in on it too. So nice.
Might even come with a little continuation, man. 930 might be the one that pop off.
Yeah.
I missed that trade now.
Not me. I'm in here and I am out. Okay, I'm closing manually. It's tick touching my TP.
Yeah, I just got out $200.
Very, very nice.
Damn,
I front run that trade. You guys are about to be jealous. Look at this.
Yeah, I caught it going down and coming back up.
Damn.
look at my
I made 300. I'm done. I got it at the bottom.
Look at my entry on here.
I bet you mine was better.
I
Nice.
doubt it. I doubt it. Look at where I
Let's
entered.
see. Yeah, you got me by a little bit. By just a little bit.
Hey man, go it up.
What's your number?
That's the one
Tell me
thing
what your
you
number
put right
was.
there.
What's your number?
I got in exactly at 528.
532.
I beat you by 4 points then.
532 is where I got in at.
I got in at 28.
That's all right. I'm happy with it. Hey,
You can't
thanks,
beat it,
boss,
man.
for teaching me. Teach me the ways. Shoot.
That was
Come
good,
on
man.
now.
We were watching that for
609 looks like a good target.
We were watching that all day. That needed to happen.
yeah.
That did.
It was inevitable.
It was gonna give it to us eventually. Gonna give up the ghost.
You're gonna be mad about it. That's all.
That was 100% textbook flush though, and I'd like to kind of break it down and show you guys just what. So, hold on.
Show me what we did, boss. Show me. Shoot, because that was nice.
Well, and look, we weren't the only ones that seen it either, but this was engineered. You can tell 100% that this was engineered. And I Clyde, I mean, I know you were sitting here talking with me about it, but if you look closely, this was all on purpose, getting buyers and sellers involved right here. Above average, above. We're sitting here talking about it. That's not normal.
Yeah.
That's not normal. This is engineering right here. And then we had the delta, which delta was starting all the way here. Delta was pushing down, but we weren't moving down at the same rate that delta was. I mean, delta was falling quick. Just the easiest way to visualize and look at it with your eyes is look at the lows, the higher lows and the lower lows that are being created on the chart compared to this right here. Clyde was the one that actually noticed it and said there's divergence. I said, shoot, you're right, there is divergence. And then so we had divergence in the CVD that got our attention on it. And then we watched it and watched them sit there and cook for a little while. Then we seen buyers aggressively stepping in with a lack of expansion. And then boom, somebody intentionally did this. They intentionally sold hard. Look at these big orders. That's typically not retail style trades, 154 contracts and whatnot. So they pushed it below the lows, and you can actually see it in the order flow. This isn't a special pattern. It's actual order flow. So they put the low in here. You see 158 contracts to sell and no reward, right? So that means they absorbed it. So they absorbed it here, chopped it, got people involved, new highs, right? New highs, getting people to buy, right? Getting them to buy and then stopping them out. They need sell orders to fill their buy orders, and bam, they sold hard, pushed below, then bought right here. You can literally see they went from selling to buying. And if you actually look at the volume in these candles, the profile, that's where you can really see it. And I know this gets a little weird, but it's because I'm on a horizontal screen. But if you zoom in a lot, you'll see here. I don't know if y'all are going to be able to read that or not, but you can see where all of the volume is. So this candle, look, we had aggressive selling, pushing. Look at where all the volume is. There's hundreds of selling orders down here at the bottom, but look at where the candle closed. It closed right inside of here. So if this and look at the CVD. Obviously, there is a ton of sellers in that candle, but it didn't go lower. That should make you wonder. Wait, what? How is that happening? If there's that much selling and the price didn't continue to go lower, well, instead it opened up, pushed down a little bit, and then buyers. I watched these orders come in. Buyers took it in, took it up, and aggressively. This is where you can see all the buy side imbalances right here. All those green numbers are that's what I've got mine set to is like 200%. So either
I just
150
got
or
10 off
200.
the top.
Yeah. So
I just got 10 off the top. It's slapped the top and then comes right back in.
Yeah.
Quick little 10 points. Nothing too serious.
Yeah, that was good. That was a guaranteed trade right there.
Man, hey, it came right in front of us too. I like it when they build up like that.
Me too.
And hopefully we was able to keep somebody else out of a bad trade by just talking about it.
Yeah.
And like, hey man, this ain't the spot right here. Don't feel like the spot.
Yep. Well, that's we could say it. We could say it all. It's just up to people to do it. But I'm gonna
9:30 did it.
Yeah.
9:30. Right, leading right up to 9:30, it came on up.
Here's my results right here for the day, off that one
Oh
trade.
man,
One trade right there.
yeah. Oh man, you done killed them.
$1,000.
That's all. Most of that's from that one trade. You must have been there break even for the day or something.
Let me see. It says one trade, but I have two on here.
Next trade.
It must got from yesterday.
One. There's one.
I'm looking at that 609 area.
Let me look at it. Where are we? So
we'll see though.
609. You're thinking it's going to go to 609, or you think it's going to act as resistance?
I was thinking it's gonna go to 609. I was talking like a target for mine.
What the fuck am I on 20?
Let's see. Cedric, who you cussing at?
Don't do it for him. If you look at that last 15-minute candle was a nice flush. It's got a nice long wick, pin bar wick, nice little right back up.
Titan's about to set up right now. So let's see.
1 minute.
So I really hope that for anyone that just watched that and seen all this happen, I hope you guys, if there's one thing you can take from it, it's what I always say is that when you're only going to take 1, 2, 3 trades, something like that in a day, when that's the only amount of trades you're going to take and you have a specific goal, it's so much easier to sit there and watch and wait for a really guaranteed trade. Like I know that trade works oftentimes. That's why I don't mind sitting and watching and waiting for it, just like we did that whole time. And I could have lost the trade, but I could have won the trade, right? But it's the point of being confident in the strategy and not just going in. Like there was so many emotional pools on that trade. And it's engineered to be that way. Like the new highs, right? And me and Clyde, we were sitting there talking about it. Look at the buyers piling in. Oh, now look at the sellers piling in. Everyone else FOMOing into that trade instead of waiting for the obvious change in hands. If you would just if you'll just watch, you gotta. I actually thought about this like recently, and I was thinking I should make a course on this or something. But everybody wants to learn how to trade, right? And they go on YouTube and
Look
they
at
say,
that 609. I got it.
Where were you in and from? Were you still holding that whole time?
No, I got back in at 590. When it swept that little short-term low,
it just
when it had them 2 red candles, yeah.
We're about to get a DVL right now. We're about to get a DVL right now. I know that not a lot of people talk about the DVL, but and I probably wouldn't even be able to add it to my chart because see, here's the line right here. You see it?
Yeah. That's it. It's about to be a trade.
It might be. It might actually be.
That's if it crosses, ain't it?
Yeah, it's got to cross above it.
And then we can use it for the stop loss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's off the VWAP.
This would be this. It is. It's right at the VWAP. 50% of the day. It's at the old value area low.
Yeah. 50% of the day. You're right about that. I got them lines up on TradeAvent.
Oh, the midpoint, 50%?
Yeah,
I do the 50% level is something serious. That's why I have it on
it
my
is.
chart too. All right, so look there it is. There's the DVL. Now that's a pretty big setup. How do I use it, man? I don't even remember how to use this tool. All right, so I got too many. All right, so this exceeds risk, obviously. Let me see 1,000. If you risk $1,000, then you could trade one contract. So this is just too big of a risk for me to trade, but it's right at 25 points. So it exceeds my risk right on the target. But either way, it didn't get a clear flush. That's not a flush. It was looking like it though, huh, Clyde? It doesn't mean we won't get it, but maybe it'll just be up here in this area. Look at this one. Clyde, I don't know if you saw this, but look at how this one came up earlier. We missed it. We didn't see this, but this was after open. So open pushed down, pulled back up, tagged the level right here, and then obviously went way further than TP. But that was another almost $1,000 trade right there. On the 1 hour, we're starting to beat that volume area of the previous hour we talked about. So we're kind of getting a big turnaround on the 1 hour as well. Curving over, but it didn't set up like I typically like it to set up. It's not aggressive, you know. What was I saying? What was I saying right before I stopped? I lost it.
You said you wanted to start a course or teach a course.
Yeah. So I was thinking, thank you. I was thinking about this. Like, all right, everybody says they want to learn how to trade, right? They want to learn how to trade. They want to learn how to trade this and that. And then they go and buy a course, or they go on YouTube and say, you know, what's the best Forex strategy, or what's the best strategy? And then they learn RSI, stochastics, breakout, you know, channels, trend lines, all the typical stuff, you know, and everybody is taught to look for specific patterns and then trade them. But I was thinking, like, why is there not a course? Like, imagine if you showed up to, you know, like a big hedge fund or a big, you know, trading institution, and you know, and if they were going to give you a course, like let's say you were about to sign up to become a you know, a hedge fund trader, they're not going to give you a course on you know, retail patterns. They're going to give you a course on exactly the opposite. So in other words, you're going to be looking at a course that would help you identify either institutional patterns, or it would literally be the reverse. So like, it would literally be the reverse. If you are normally going to be buying a breakout, right? If you bought a course from somebody that said, what you're going to do is you're going to find a sideways market, or you're going to find a flag, right? A lot of people like to trade flags. You're going to wait for the price to do this, and you're going to mark your flag, and then you're going to enter as price goes up. Well, if you were learning to become an institutional trader, then the course would be structured differently. What you would be doing is you'd be learning to identify a flag, but instead of your entry being where your entry is, you would be taught this is where the liquidity is going to enter the market, right? So you would be actually being trained on how to build a large position off of retail liquidity. So you would be trained to identify this is where retail is going to enter. This is where this is what they're going to do. This is going to give you a chance to enter a little bit of your position. It's not about instant reward for the institutions. It's about silently building a large position based on their emotions and trading patterns. And so you would actually, be like a stealthy Navy SEAL or something, like they'd be teaching you like, okay, look, boom, there's an opportunity, put a little bit right there. Oh, yep, there's another one, put a little bit right there. Okay, and so it would just be totally different. The way that you'd be learning to view the market would be different, but it requires patience, so it requires patience. What I do is the same as I'm sitting here and I'm waiting for them to show their hand. The institutions, the big guys, I'm waiting for them to show their hand, because if you can see when they're participating, then it's a lot easier for you to gauge their intentions and hop on. Those are those effortless moves. When somebody big is behind the move, you're not fighting it, you're coasting with them, and so those are those effortless moves that are super quick, just like what we got right here. And yeah, so I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we'll make one. Maybe we will.
And I'm just trying to understand that entry that you took there, because I watched as we waited all through the top and the indecision there. But you were pretty sure to enter at that level. What can you just review what prompted you to decide that this move that was about to happen was different than the bullshit?
I called Elon Musk and I asked him about it, and he told me to do it. He said he just got off the phone with Trump. Yeah, I'll tell you. So yes, it's because I'm always looking. Now I don't know if you heard what me and Clyde were talking about leading up to that, but
Yeah.
Clyde was the one that observed it first, and so what he observed was, he observed the delta divergence. Delta is super powerful because, and I'll pull it up here so you guys can see it clearly. Oh, whoa, hold on. Oh, that's not really here. Don't copy that, guys. It won't go away for some reason. So, that order is not real. POC just shifted, by the way, you guys. So, there's a few things. So the market opened up, and this is why we observe, right? We just sit and watch for a little while, because you don't know what's happening until you know what's happening. So the market opened up, and obviously it went down. So remember what moves the market. Literally, there are two market participants: passive market participants and aggressive market participants.
We got some divergence now.
Let's see. So the
CVD going down, the price was going up.
Yeah. So what we had, so CVDs is, it shows you the market participants. Like I just said, you have two of them: passive participants and aggressive. Passive participants have limit orders. They're waiting to be filled at a specific price. And then you have aggressive market participants, which they are pressing buy or sell. They're saying, get me in at the next best price, which is going to be the next closest limit order, right? That's why the spread is so tight on NASDAQ and stuff, because there's plenty of orders. At any place people are trading and willing to trade. So if you'll watch CVD, you're seeing something. Sooner or later, everyone's going to be using CVD. It's if you're really taking trading serious, and especially if you're going to use futures, everyone will use CVD, because it lets you see what's actually happening inside of the candle. When you look at a candle, you're seeing the aftermath of order flow. What moves a market is when somebody presses buy, the matching engine says, oh, we got a buy order and they want to be filled immediately. it's going to look up and it's going to say, oh, there's somebody willing to sell at that limit order, right? Boom, it ticks up and it fills the order. Now, obviously, if there was only one contract at each price and everybody was only trading one contract, then it would just tick up one, tick down one, tick up. But there's 100 orders at one price, and and sometimes there's 10 contracts traded and things like that. So that's why the market seems to be ticking up and down, up and down, up and down constantly. But and I'm going to answer your question in a clear way. I'm just giving context because it's important to understand that the reason why we can see these trades is because of CVD. We can see when market participants are aggressive, which is what we saw here. And look at that, that's a nice Titan that just set up. We can see when market participants are aggressive. When these candles opened right here at 823, because CVD is red, what this means is this is the difference. This is the net difference between aggressive buyers and sellers. Okay, so if CVD is red, that means that in this candle, there were more aggressive sellers than buyers by X amount. So they take the buys and they minus the sales, right? Minus contracts or plus contracts, minus contracts. So they and then you come out with a net minus 217. That means that there was more sellers in here than buyers. So it's a way to visually see, like, this candle right here. What does it look like? Well, it looks like a big red candle, right? And we can then look at it, and sure enough, yep, there was a lot of sellers inside of there. Well, if we see something over time, like this right here, you see prices are moving up, right? Prices are moving up, but CVD is flat, just like this right here. So when you see something like that, it doesn't line up, right? That's divergence. That's what we're talking about when we say divergence. So we see, when you start to see that divergence, it can mean a couple things. And so if price, let's say if price is moving down like it is right now, let's say price is moving down, but CVD is not, like this right here, then that means that most of the time what that means is that we've got absorption happening right here. So this is kind of weird right here. You can see that we've made a low here, we made a low here, we pulled back here, and then look, these candles are big. They're pushing down really hard, but CVD is not, and it hasn't even broken that low right here. So what it looks like is passive absorption, because you're not going to see limit orders in here. Limit orders are silent, so they can absorb. It's like a silent wall. So that's the only, you have to put it together. So think of it this way. CVD lets you see when there's aggressive buying and selling. And price should follow CVD. Just plain and simple, because I've explained it just now. When you have aggressive buyers or sellers, price should move up or down because of how the matching engine works. Right? Does that make sense, Mike? That part?
Yeah.
Okay, so now if you see aggressive selling, but CVD doesn't support that. I mean, if you see aggressive selling on CVD, but price doesn't support that, then that can only mean one thing. And most of the time it means two things, either exhaustion or absorption. And it's too hard for me to determine the difference between the two. So I look at it all as absorption, so exhaustion means that buyers ran out of steam, when absorption would mean that passive sellers absorbed the buyers. Either way, it means the same thing. Price is probably going to turn around. So I don't care if it's absorption or exhaustion. I don't think that we see exhaustion very often. I think most of it is absorption because of how liquid this market is. So that's what gets our eye on it. To fully answer your question, when we're watching CVD, we're expecting price to react the same way. And if it's not reacting the same way, we start getting suspicious. And I have a certain type of pattern I like to look for that we call the flush. And you hear me talk about it all the time. It's a flush because what it shows is we're at the low of the day. That's what these lines are. We're at the low of the day. So we already saw the divergence in CVD. We saw some things that didn't make sense. So me and Clyde were like, yeah, this is probably absorbing. This doesn't look right. Something don't look right. Da 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 da. And so we're already looking for it, and we're anticipating a flush style trade. A flush style trade is what I talk about all the time, where price just pushes down, where we have super aggressive selling. And then remember, we are already thinking buying because of the divergence that we've seen. And then we see aggressive sellers come in, which we did, and price failed to push down lower. And instead, we saw a change of hands where buyers came in. So you can see here very clearly that it went from sellers to buyers. You can see it here. Look at that aggressive selling, big volume. And then boom, in the next candle, we also had big volume and aggressive buyers. So they literally changed hands right here. They went from selling instantly to buying instantly. And what a lot of that was the buyers that got involved here, right? As price, right? Because there's flags in here, there's support, there's resistance, there's all sorts of things that people saw that caused them to buy. I can go look at it. I can see the buyers inside of these candles if I zoom in close enough. I can literally see the buyers inside of these candles. You can see it in here. It's too hard to zoom in that far, but you can see the buyers coming in. If you look at a footprint chart, you can actually see it in the numbers. Buyers were piling in up here. When price broke down below here, their stops started to get hit. Remember, sell stops. If you're using if you bought, then your stop loss is a sell stop. Right, and look at what happened when price broke this low here, or this low here, which is probably this low, makes the most sense, which is the daily low, right? The low. Look at all the sells that came in here. Some of that may have been actual sellers that were attempting to go short on the breakout below, and a lot of these were stop losses. The ones that were just a couple ticks below, most likely was stop losses. Which then now you have sellers entering the market inadvertently, right? You've got sellers, and what do the big guys need in order to buy? They need sellers, right? They need somebody that's willing to sell in order to buy. So sell stops are no difference. Those sell stops turn to market orders. So they're generating liquidity by triggering stop losses so that they can buy, so that they can then buy and boom, do what they wanted to do. So I hope I answered your question without confusing you, but it's just honestly, it's really just supply and demand, but it's being able to watch and see. It's just about anticipating it. Really, look, prices push down. Once we start seeing this CVD go flat, right? We see CVD going flat. That's going to be one of our first cues, and then we start looking for the divergence. And so we had sellers push down here with no reward. I mean, there's a lot of clues that led up to this one. So it's just a matter of, getting in it, getting used to it, and just trading that same pattern over and over again.
And do you see that on? You see
Is
that
that
on
the 1 5 minute all day? Wow.
Say that again, Mike.
You see that on Addis?
I see it on Addis, but you can put shoot, what am I trying to say? You can put that on Trade-O-Fate. God, I cannot get my words out.
I was thinking it. How do you do that?
What? Okay, so go to Trade-O-Fate and then go to your indicators, and you need to make sure that first you go to add-ons, go to your settings, go to add-ons, activate Order Flow Plus. Once you activate Order Flow Plus, log out, log in, go to indicators, and then go to, let me see if it's under order flow. No, it's under volume based. And then it's blue, I think. Yeah. Wait, no, it's not blue. Let me see. Cumulative. I'm going to find it. Hold on. Volume based.
It was the action below volume, whatever that 2-word volume something.
Let's see. Cumulative delta. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is under. It's under volume based, and it's called cumulative delta. And I actually really like the Tradeovate version of CVD. I keep it up on my screen as well because it looks a little bit different than Addis, and it has a different way that it scales. And sometimes they're gray, sometimes they're green. Like when I see one go from straight green to gray on Tradeovate, you typically see a pretty good turnaround in itself.
Okay, I
Right
finally
there.
found where I'm at. Sorry. Where do I go? Volume based.
Yeah, go to volume. It's under volume based.
And which one is it?
Cumulative delta, as long as you've done order flow.
Cumulative distribution line.
Mm-mm.
Okay, let me make sure that thing's on. Yeah, my order flow is active.
So look for volume based and then click it, and it's the third one down from the top.
An indicator.
Right, cumulative delta.
Yep. Put it on there,
Okay.
and it should look like this. And I have a video in the back office, Cedric.
It should look like. Come on, screen.
I have a video.
The thing at the bottom.
Yeah, I have a video in the back office in the elite course. I'd highly recommend watching it. It goes over.
I shall, sir. Watch it today.
It goes over order flow, and it goes over delta, and it goes over the footprint chart. So like how y'all see me zoom in and read these numbers right here, I also go over that. That's available on Tradeovate. I actually teach it to you on Tradeovate. So you can also use the footprint chart, because when you see stacked imbalances at certain price levels as well, that's great for order flow. And you could even use that kind of stuff in like checking your Titan trades before you take them. If you just
You said, what was that one that you said just now?
What?
The footprint chart. That's on Tradeovate too.
That is on Tradeovate, and it's also in that video. It's a 40-minute video on order flow. All this stuff I do here every day and when I'm drawing these zones and I'm like, oh, look, there's an imbalance, I got a video that explains why I'm looking for that.
Okay, I want to watch that.
Look, look, big orders just came in. Big sell orders right here.
That 1 hour close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 1 hour was a nice inside bar on the lower part of that body.
Yeah, it closed super weak. It was looking pretty bullish, but it ended up closing pretty weak. The POC of this last candle is at 575. Oh, which is where the current. Oh, it's not where the current one is, but yeah, 575. We're tapping off of it right now. You can see that's where all.
I have I got 609 again as a target to the upside if it pulls up for me.
Just to highlight something on this candle, this is a very evenly distributed candle. If you notice where all the volume is, we've got a bulk of all the volume right in the center of this candle right here. So normally when that happens, you're going to have a very clearly defined like top and bottom ranges like this and like this. And a lot of times price will respect those areas. So I could zoom in on Addis. I can zoom in and look for untested volume. Like we could see all up in there and here. If price comes in there's a good chance we'll see some rejection off of those before price breaks out. Like at least like a nice bounce. You should probably get at least one good bounce. But Clyde, look, the DVL worked off that 50% level.
You see that? That mud jumped off, didn't it?
That gave a lot of opportunities too. It's $1,000 trade.
It did.
Or
man, hey.
Yeah, 1,000. Well, no, that's
500. Hey, nice little VWAP bounce. What I say though, I said that like I was looking for that bounce off the VWAP.
Yeah, it was lined up real good. VWAP was right here, and the 50% level was right there. It was right here. And then on top of that, the POC shifted right before it took off and dropped. That was that was a perfect storm.
The POC trying to give it something to come back to, I think.
Yeah. Look at this. See, and this is why I like using volume, because check this out. Right before it tanked off, look, we had this candle that made this high right here, right? And it's just a regular candle. This is let me get rid of the
But we just had a little flush style trade almost.
Look, check this out. Are you looking at my screen?
I'm looking at it.
All right, so look at up here at the very top. You don't see anything crazy, but now watch when I zoom in and see. This is why I'm talking about using delta and order flow and a footprint chart, because watch what happens. Look at how I could have gotten this entry right here, because me and you were thinking about selling, right? You talked about it, I talked about it. I said only reason we're not doing it is why I didn't do it was because it was too big of a risk. But watch when I zoom in. Watch, something's about to pop out. Oh, you see that? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, look. Now zoom in.
That's,
Now look, these are stacked buy imbalances. These are buyers at the high, right?
yeah.
But there's no continuation. Why we got
They
all these
buying
buyers? Why do we have all these buyers up here at the top, but price is not going
right.
up any higher? In fact, it got
Right.
shut down, right? And so we look at the POC of that candle, which is right here, and look at the perfect entry. It literally would have went to the tick. I put my stop loss one tick on the other side, so just like that, and that would have been your entry right there. And so just to put that into context,
It came right back too.
that's a $35 risk. Okay, that's 2 points, 7 ticks.
Right.
That's a $35 risk right there. If you would have entered, and let's just say that we target the last POC. I know it shifted right there, so we have to look at the.
We got 1 hour time setting up.
The POC was up above it anyway, so that wouldn't have worked. But either way, if you would have had a target, let's just say we would have targeted the low, the $35 risk for $1,000 reward.
Wow.
And that's
Right
that's it. That's if we only took it 50 points. Our TP was somewhere in there. Look at all these orders coming in.
Yeah, that's crazy. Right back. Look, we got a 1 hour time then set up.
On a sell side or what? Oh yeah.
Sell side. Yeah, then activate it. So might be some downside.
I don't know. I'll keep watching for a minute.
You know what though, Chick? Just us sitting back, relaxing, and knowing that it's gonna be some kind of bullish momentum in that 10 o'clock hour. And if you just being patient enough to wait on it,
yeah,
you can get a good setup every day. If you just want one trade a day,
yeah. Dude.
and you're trying to be done by 11, that would be it.
Yeah, stacking confluences. That's what you know, I know that we don't talk about this one very much, but that is what shoot, I don't even got a chart for it anymore because of how my stuff is set up, but yeah, I can't even do it now. But the time indicator, the time indicator, that's what that one's all about, is it gives you times that you could be checking and watching. We just don't use it as much because we got all these other things, but
I used it a lot. It was that's what made me think about the 9 o'clock hour. That 10 o'clock hour. That's what got me so on that 10 o'clock hour. It was just high percentage. You'll be wrong. I mean, you'll be right more than you're wrong. You can't beat that setup.
yeah. Wonder if this is gonna flush right here.
The flush would be because we had a nice green. I'm sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
Go ahead, man. It looked like a
the red
setting
CBD, yeah.
So you can
the red CBD and then the next.
You can clearly see an exchange right here between buyers and sellers. To answer your question, you could see where they were selling aggressively here, and then where buyers stepped in. Now, the thing about this one that's a little bit different is that this candle went lower. So you really have to be good at watching it. You got to be good at watching it so that you can, if this candle goes lower in the flush, you have to see, well, where did the buyers come in? Did they, did the sellers just push it down a little bit lower in the next candle and then the buyers turned around and stepped in or not? So you could either rule base those out where you don't, where you don't take them, or you could, you could take them if you decide to.
Yeah. I have a problem with it not touching that 500 level.
Yeah.
Go all the way down there, but doesn't go to the round number.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it stopped at what, about 505 or something like that.
550. Let's see if we got 550 in us here, which would be
Touch the top of that volume box is what it did.
that was the bottom of our old range that we were watching earlier. Oh, dude, I didn't even realize how perfect. Look, remember I drew this earlier at the beginning of the session, and I said,
Yeah,
I said I don't know if this is gonna be the top or not, but look,
it is the top.
bro, that
Look
was
at
like
that.
that was like
That's it.
that was an hour in advance, and we nailed that.
You can't beat it,
Yeah.
man.
I'm just gonna keep watching you guys.
Yeah, just keep asking questions. That's the best thing to do. Just ask questions on it. If you're not clear, just ask. Just ask, and we'll
The
get
thing
back.
that confuses me the most is the what do you call that chart that you open up all the time? The where you can look inside the candle and see where the
Footprint.
buys and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
confuses me.
Did you, well, I got a video on it. You can go look and
Yeah, I watched it. I'm gonna have to
Oh.
go through it again and again and again to really dive in.
The more questions you guys ask me, because I thought about having a little master class on strictly order flow for those of you that are interested in order flow, like like really want to, like you're gonna actually use CVD, you're gonna use a footprint chart, you're going to the same, because y'all see I do Titan in trading zones and order flow. When those all three line up together, you got a perfect trade. You got an absolutely perfect trade when all those things line up. So yeah, I'm more than happy to sit down. We could even have how like we do our Monday and Friday webinars. Well, instead of on Friday, normally we just kind of review the week and we don't have a whole lot to go over. We could just spend a Friday going over order flow and things like that. But I need to know if you guys want to go over that or not. Like if that's something you want to do, let me know and we'll make it happen. Just put it in chat.
Yes, please.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Yeah.
Here's the challenge on
Got that
doing
from the
it.
bottom, boss. I'm always in. Shoot, teach me.
Yeah, I also traded that one. So
Exactly.
Bought that from 515.
let me see if I beat you again.
Someone was asking a question about a challenge, Ken.
You got a better entry, but this is what I did is I entered here and I put my stop below the volume. So
Yeah, I wrote it right back up to the bottom of that volume box and it ticked it and I exited and it turned it around.
I actually had a pending buy right here, right where price is about to be, right at 523. Wonder if it'll tag it and run away.
Again?
Like this, yeah. Yeah, I would have got a 1-to-1 off of that. Look at that. So that's crazy. This is what I was using. See, this is what I said is a lot of times if you don't get that entry, it'll come back and give you another entry. But let me tell you what I did here. I waited for this to close as I was talking to Mike about this, and bam, it closed. It did the flush, it closed, but this was too big of a risk between here where I entered and down here. That would have been a $500 risk. I don't want to risk half of my profits that I already made today. So I entered here and I put my stop right below the volume zone because I was already going to enter at this volume zone right here. I don't know why those won't go away, but I was going to try to enter here and put my stop here anyways. So I figured, well, I'll just enter here and I'll put my stop there anyways. And then I was originally targeting the POC, which was right here at 560, but then I decided at the last minute to target this volume zone here. But look at how either way, what I took more risk by entering here, but I could have entered on the retest right there and I could have had the same exact trade with actually lower risk and more profit. I could have gotten an extra 125 bucks on it. But I got in here and I got out right there. That's my trades. So I got that one and I got this one. This was my big one. So from here to here, there's one trade. And then from here to there, perfect little trades. Both the same pattern, the exact same pattern both times. and everything is the same. Look, hard selling, straight to buying. So a flip between sellers and buyers. I mean, look at these orders, look at these contracts. 318 contracts, 444 contracts selling, and price barely moved down, and then it failed to continue moving down, and we see aggressive buyers stepping in. I'll buy that. Even like what Clyde did earlier for just like a good 10 points or so, it's almost guaranteed 10 points.
Where do you see the aggressive buyers jumping in there?
Right here in CVD.
CVD, okay,
CVD
just the
green,
green change from red down to green up.
Yeah, because think about it. Just looking at this candle, you might not think. I mean, in fact, looking at this chart, you'd be like, "Hell no, I don't want to buy. I don't want to buy." You know, you're looking at this. But we were expecting buys because we're at lows. We want to buy when it's low, not when it's high. And so we're seeing this. Sellers, and then boom, we see super aggressive selling at a new low of the day, and then a switch to buyers. It's just something that happens. I don't know what it is, but I mean, the thing is, look, we broke the daily high, so we know it's like a liquidity sweep style trade, so we broke the low. That triggered probably a ton of stop loss. That's probably why there are so many contracts right here, because this was probably a bunch of stop loss that got triggered right here. Sell stops. Remember, if you're buying, your stop loss is a sell stop. That gets converted to a market order. So right as it broke that low of the day, I'll pull up the footprint. Right as we broke the low of the day, which was right here, look at all these sales contracts. 42, 28, 21, 12. This is a tick apart. 19, 20, 13, 11, 39, 45, 53, 56, 72, 98. Look at these guys. I doubt they could be pressing the sell button right here, but I think that these are stop losses getting triggered. At the same time that their stops are getting triggered, we had 98 sell stops triggered right here at this price level. We had 194 buy orders triggered at that price level. So there's buy imbalances here, showing aggressive buyers here on the footprint as prices are pushing down. And then boom, the next one, you can see low volume down here, right? And no interest down here, low volume, and then bam, they took it away.
Is the footprint chart available on TradeOvate or TradingView too, or just the Addis?
It is available on TradeOvate, and in that same video, I go over setting up the footprint. I'll show you real quick. I know it's long. I know the video.
No, it's good. It's good. It's just confusing to me. Because I can see earlier too on the chart you have there, a switch from red to green, but that one didn't. It looks the same as the other one to me, except price was higher. But yeah, that one.
Where at? Right here.
Right where you're back, right there.
Well,
see how it went hard red.
Yeah, but we weren't looking for anything at that time. See, we were looking for buys here. At this time, everything was in line. CVD was selling. Everything was selling. We were selling. That was fine. This is okay. We were actually anticipating a sale during this time. Okay. So, in fact, you see price was pushing up, and then price continued to push up, but CVD went flat. So that means that we don't have aggressive buying and selling yet. Price is kind of drifting upward. So we could automatically start assuming, hey, something might be happening here. We might be building up some pressure right here. So we could start looking for divergence in price. And so I don't see any divergence in delta and price. All I see is that price was pushing up and delta was flat. And so that would have been a clue. But I like specifically this right here, you're exactly right. Like it did switch from aggressive selling to buying, but we only do that at certain areas, right? You don't want to do that everywhere. I like to do it at daily high, daily low, session high or low, value area high or low. Anytime prices ran to an extreme, and that's why I was saying when it like a liquidity sweep area is perfect. When price you've got a clear low and price smashes below it with aggressive sales, but then bam, the next candle, aggressive buys come in. That's where you want to do it at, not in the middle of the chart.
Okay. And then it's the footprint chart. That's what I have to get good at, because
the footprint chart is the last thing you need to use.
Okay.
With what we're doing here. The main thing is the CVD and the identifying where you want to actually use that pattern at. Yeah. If you'll be on the live trades, that's the best way to do it. Like if you're on the live session, just ask me, Ken, is this a flush? And I'll just tell you right away. I'm most likely already looking for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that'll be an extreme level, probably.
Yeah, and now you see prices moving up quickly, but CVD is not making new highs and new lows. That's divergence in itself right here. So what that's letting us know is something's not right. We don't know yet what's going on, but how is price moving up? Well, I mean, we can see that this makes sense. This little part right here makes sense, but and now that it's breaking out and it's making new highs, it's falling in line, right? So if you were to be trading as a breakout trader, then seeing something like this, you actually have order flow in line with your breakout trade. So TV blast traders, people that are, that are just gonna, take the top of this candle and the bottom of the candle, and they're just going to go for a 1-to-1 style trade like that. CVD will confirm that move. You're gonna very good chance you're gonna hit your TP because you actually have order flow in the same direction. But when it's flat like this and prices are moving up, that I say the pressure is building. Pressure is building, and the pressure may have been building to break out right here. So
it's loud and clear right in front of as you explain it. I have to learn this.
Yeah, it just takes a little bit of getting used to.
Lots of times I'm watching you explain it and it's still confusing as shit for I just can't understand. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's just I'm trying to grasp the concepts, and you're showing me the CVD, and then you're showing me the footprint charts, and I have to learn how to read those footprint charts because I don't know what you're explaining. Here's the volume down here. I don't see that volume down here. I don't know what you're.
Well, just ask me anytime. Anytime it's not clear, like you did today. Just ask me. I like to explain it and break it down anyway.
Yeah, you're so nice about that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and let me also tell you something else. Don't look if it feels hard or if it feels confusing, then that's good. That means you're learning. It means that you're stretching your brain. You're taking in information that you haven't heard before, and that means you're actually learning something. So lean into that. And the other thing is, I haven't used a footprint chart in probably, let me think, this is 2025. So I probably haven't used a footprint chart since 2016. And because it doesn't make sense to use a footprint chart on Forex because it's not centralized data. And I was primarily trading Forex, but before Forex, I did stocks and I did futures, and real-time data, level 2 data like we have here was more relevant. So I mean, it wasn't as easy as it is now. You can get it a whole lot easier now, but back then it was more, you'd use either a TPO chart or a volume profile. That was a lot of your order flow style trades. And if you remember, I mean, years and years ago, 2019, 20, what was it? Either maybe 20 or 21, I was developing my own volume profiles even for Forex. So I've been doing this. I've been trading volume and looking at this style of trading, for almost, 8-9 years. So if it seems confusing to you, just remember, it's second nature to me, but that's just because I've been doing it for so long. It just takes practice. Once you get it and you understand it, then it's easy. See, look at this. It's perfect.
Oh, just about to ask you how long it's been for you.
I've been into trading now for at least, what is it? What did I say? This is 2015. 11 years now, but I wasn't always profitable from the very beginning, and I was very slow at getting started with trading because we were running a business, so I was slow at getting started with trading, and I was trading on a daily time frame. I wasn't trying to make a ton of money. I was trying to make, something like 4 to 5% per month. I had a whole, 5-10 year plan. If I could, and I had my money ready, and I said if I can make 5% per month, I knew exactly what I was going to have, and that was my plan. And I didn't have a lot of time to trade, so I was trading. I was trading on a daily time frame. The strategy I later named the easy 1, 2, 3. Some of y'all will remember that. It was a daily candlestick pattern, which is actually no different than this. It's funny that that's actually hilarious. Now I said that out loud. It's the same pattern that we're talking about right here, the 1, 2, 3, because of how it comes down. You have to, in order to have the pattern, you have to have this right here. This is what the pattern looks like. Is this 1, 2, 3. That's it. That is, you see this on a daily candlestick, on a daily time frame. What's happening is you've got a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. This is 1, this is 2, and then when this candle comes in and it closes like this is a great reversal pattern, but it's very powerful on a daily time frame. This will give you a big turnaround. And so when this candle closes right here, and it's very forgiving because you don't have to wait until the close. Like a lot of times, if you see this candle is up here and there's 3 or 4 hours left in the day, and it's looking pretty bullish, you might just go ahead and buy right here, and so that was, that was the pattern, and it was similar to a TV blast. You just buy the candle, stops go below the low because we're expecting a bullish move in the trend, and then you just take it up. And so it's literally the same as a flush style trade. Except for when we're focusing on the flush, what we've done is we're really just looking for 1, 2, and I want to see sellers here, and I want to see buyers here, and I want this candle. I like it when this candle closes above this one right here, but it doesn't always have to do that. And also, sometimes I front run these. Sometimes, if I'm confident, right when this candle here is closing, if it's closing pretty aggressive and very close to the low, I'll sell right here because I'm in, and I'll put my stop right below the low because I know that if this next candle holds up, it's not supposed to go below the low. So this is my lowest
right
risk
there, right?
right here. Yeah, I'll buy right here. That's what I did on this trade right here. See, where was it?
I'm watching you do it every day. I've seen you do it.
See, that's exactly what I did right here. I was, instead of waiting for this one to close, I went ahead and front run the trade because my risk was lower here. See, here I was risking 175. I risked 175 to make 970. That's not bad.
Awesome.
But if I would have waited for the full flush, then I would have had to risk 445 to make 700. So you see, I took a little bit more risk. But because I took more risk, I took more. It was lower risk. We're always taking a risk. We're taking a risk one way or the other. So I just took the risk earlier, jumped in front of it, but my risk was lower in dollar amount than if I would have waited here. So yes, this may have been safer, but it actually would have been more risk than if I would have just jumped in, and that's the difference between each trader. That's why not every single trader or strategy is going to be the same. Sometimes, it all depends on your confidence levels. If you're confident in the strategy, it works. You do the same thing constantly. I know most of the time these work right here. This one I wasn't sure about because of how the price action set up here. We had the sellers come in, but we had tons of big orders right here. I wasn't too sure, so I sat there and watched it, and it immediately opened and immediately went below the low. So, so call it what you want. Maybe I was lucky. I don't know, but I didn't trade on this one. I waited for this candle to close, and instead of taking a ton of risk, I put my stop below the volume level in this candle, which is about the midpoint, risked about 300 or 250. But what's so crazy to me is that when this candle closed, I told myself, I said, you know what, I'm not gonna take a bigger risk. I'm gonna wait for price to come back down to this zone. And I was debating, do I want to put my stop loss right here, or do I want to put it below that volume level where all these sells were in here? Because if buyers stepped in, they're going to defend that. But the reason I felt confident in it is because I could see the buyers in here. And this is where, Mike, this is where that footprint chart is going to help you, because you'll be able to see where the buyers came in. And obviously it's right here where you see all this blue. So I would assume that buyers are going to defend that area if they're strong enough. And so I kind of FOMO'd this. I wanted to enter here, but I seen price pull down and it was a couple ticks away from hitting it. And then it pushed back up and I said, screw it, I'm going in, and I'll just put my stop right here. So I risked about 250 or 225 and I did it like that. But if I wouldn't have, it's just to show you here, price did come back to that exact zone, tapped into it, never went below it, and now we've gone where we've gone here. I mean, that was a $90 risk. If we would have targeted, say, POC, that's a $740 reward, or if we would have targeted the old POC, that's a $1,300 trade. So lots of really good opportunities there. And see,
And you're doing this. I mean, I'm watching you do it every day. It's just.
It's just practice, man. You just you show up and ask questions. I promise you can do it if you just ask questions. That's the only way you're going to be able to do it, is ask me the questions. And I don't hold nothing back, man. I'm doing this live. I shouldn't even be doing this live right now, to be honest. This should be behind closed doors. But it's the thing is, you got to show up and ask questions, and you know, and if you show up and you ask questions, I'll get you right.
And we watching those videos here too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Based on what you're doing, what you like, that you're doing now as a student, you would suggest that we concentrate on order flow, trading zones, and the Titan. That's what you like out of everything, right?
So yeah, what I would do is this. Any strategy that you ever attempt, in order for you to be successful with it, you're going to have to trade it for at least 100 trades. You've got think of a strategy like a job. All right, every time you get a new strategy, imagine you just got a new job. Your job, unless you want to get fired, and with no return, no pay, nothing. If your job, your one and only job, is to perfectly execute 100 trades. If you can perfectly execute 100 trades, you're going to get the bonus. You're going to get the paycheck, right? Just imagine it. So every time you attempt a new strategy, you need to mentally learn it, physically execute it, and you need to be able to come to me and say, hey, Ken, I perfectly understand the strategy. I know how to interpret an alert. I'm good at setting my risk size, and I'm very good at trading this strategy. I'm now going to take 100 trades, 2 or 3 trades every single day. It's going to take some time. And look, maybe one day you can't trade, one day you can't trade, whatever. Your goal is to track 100 perfect trades, as perfect as you can get them. They should all be mechanical textbook trades. And so then once you're done with 100 trades, taking 3 or 4 trades every single day, and that's it, you've experienced all market conditions, like me and Clyde were talking about earlier, you're going to have very good data. Does this strategy work for me or not? Most likely, you're going to be surprised that you're in profit. So, to some degree, you're going to be in profit if you followed good risk management and you just followed the strategy. Unless the strategy literally just sucks, right, really bad, then you're going to be in some sort of profit. And so that should give you confidence. So now you have 100 perfect trades under your belt. You know that the strategy works over time as long as you stick to it, and you don't need to do anything. You don't need to figure anything out. Now you understand all I do is execute. So you could do that with one strategy, or you could do that with 5 strategies. I call it my tool belt, right? For different market conditions, I've been doing this long enough to where I know, I've got a good idea. When I see the market, I automatically know, okay, I'm gonna deploy this type of trading based on my experience. Of course, I'm gonna go to a strategy that I know works well, right? And so it's something that I'm confident in, right? And so when we're at the daily lows, and we're pushing hard right after open, I know the strategy that works really well is order flow and identifying liquidity sweeps and trapped buyers and sellers and taking it the other way. It works really well. Like you said, you see me do it every single day. I'm just confident in that strategy for that time of the day. It needs to be good volume when you're looking for flush style trades like that. Now, what doesn't work, in my opinion, straight out of the bat like that, is the Titan trades. Like I know some of them do. Don't get me wrong. I know a lot of times we start straight out of the gate, bam, we're winning Titan trades. But Titans, I like to trade Titans when we're in an obvious range, like what we're seeing right here, where if I know that there's a lot of stuff on my chart right now, but I've marked up one main zone, and me and Clyde were talking about this. I marked this up, I think right here around this time when we were talking, I think. And so we had our highs, we had our lows. So anytime that price pushed out of these areas, I'd be looking for Titan trades coming back in. Or if price came up here, I'm definitely not looking for a buy up here. See, and that's what people are doing. They're buying here when I, on purpose, added DVL onto my chart because I told Clyde, I said, hey, Clyde, look, we're approaching the 50% midpoint of the day. Let's put DVL on here. And he's like, oh, we're also at VWAP, which is, VWAP is just kind of running through here like this. And so, it's stuck. So, so because of the market conditions, I know what tool to use. Oh, this is a good tool to use for this market condition, and so, and bam, there's a nice winner on DVL. I mean, this thing, that's a huge trade right there. And on top of that, we're in our range. So yeah, we could have used the take profit, which was this level, but we also could have used the bottom of the range, which was this level, right? Or even all the way down here. So I mean, big trade there. So to answer your question, what I do is I'd pick one strategy first and I'd run with it. One of the easiest strategies for you to use is either going to be like one of the most mechanical strategies is going to be the Titan, the extreme, right? Because it does everything for you. It literally gives you the entry, stop loss, take profit, contract size, everything. So the Titan or the extreme, you could always go on there. TV Blast is a great tool. You get in, and you know exactly where your entry, stop loss, and take profit is. It's a great little momentum tool. Would work great with what we're doing here, especially if you use TV Blast with CVD. Like when CVD is green and TV Blast is green, that's deadly. You're going to see a lot of opportunities there. So pick an indicator or a strategy and attempt your 100 trades without changing anything. If you want to do order flow, I always tell people the same thing. Or let's call it order flow. You can call it volume analysis, things like that. It all kind of gets lumped together. You build a relationship with volume over time. So volume, I've tried as much as I can to make it mechanical. I did that for myself, right? That's why my flush style trade is very mechanical. I need a daily higher low, session higher low, value area higher low. I like it to be happening at some kind of an extreme level. I like there to be divergence in CVD, which is order flow trading. And then I like to, I that's why I have all those tools on here, because I check these off of my list. Right? I check these off the list. So right here, I need above average delta, not just regular CVD. I don't want to just see, earlier you had asked about, this one right here. You're like, oh, well, I could see that it did this and then it did that. Well, in this case, it is above average, but in a lot of cases, you might see it go from green to red somewhere. You might see it go from green to red, but it's not big delta. I like it to be abnormal. I don't want a lot of opportunities. I want the best opportunities. So the way that I've done order flow, I have made it kind of mechanical, but like there's things about order flow that's hard to explain. Like the more you use it, it's like you build a relationship with it to a degree. You start to feel the ebb and flow a little bit more of the market, and that's what I talk about when I say you could feel the pressure building. You're going to see it, but you have to see it enough times over and over and over to be like, oh yeah, it's doing that thing, And I know some people are starting to get it. Like I see Clyde is really getting a good handle on it because he's calling it out sometimes before I even see it now, because I'm doing like 10 things in the morning. So luckily Clyde is like, hey, Ken, right there. So I would start with an indicator like Titan, Extremes, or TV Blast. I'd start with that and work on your discipline, patience, and trading plan. Just building the skill of being disciplined regardless of the results. Because look, the reality is I can't sell you confidence. I can give you a strategy, an indicator, a system, a course. I can give you that. I can sell you that, but I cannot sell you confidence. You're going to have to gain confidence in the strategy. I could tell you till I'm blue in the face, and I could tell you it works, Mike. It works. It works. You just got to stick to it. It works. It works. And you might believe me at first, and you might buy it, but you'll never have true confidence in the strategy until you achieve that confidence yourself. And what's going to give you confidence is seeing your account grow. But that's not 10 trades. That's not 20 trades. That is over time. It's over time. And that's weird. I never seen him make a little box like that before. It's over time.
Y'all have a blessed day.
All right. See you later.
You too.
Yeah, so it's just it's over time you'll build that confidence.
Right.
And
so when I met you in 2018, what was it? Just straight forex?
Well, I had already done everything. I had already done stocks, and I was doing in 2018. I was straight doing forex. That was it, because some of y'all will remember futures have not always been as accessible. Futures have always been here.
Right.
But you needed a good amount of money, people weren't trading futures like they are now. The only reason people are trading futures like they are now is because the prop firms. The prop firms made it real easy, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember reaching when I got here down here to Texas finally in 2024. My friends down here that I went to high school and played football with Pat.
Yeah.
And he reached out to Pat in Hawaii, checking on him. And Pat is the one that told him about futures. And when he talked to me, he said, "Bro, this futures thing is the new move." So that's when I started doing it again down here.
Pat said that?
Yeah, Pat told my boy that's down here in San Antonio with me that futures was the move, because my boy had hit him to check on him and to see about the forex situation, because I had put him on it because he asked me for extra way to make some money.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, there is this thing called forex. That Pat introduced me to back in 2018. So I put him on it. He started doing his research. He reached out to Pat, and then Pat told him about futures.
Yeah.
And then he told me. That's when I started. That's when I, mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is, man. It's kind of funny how things come full circle if you're just patient long enough and keep a cool head about it, because everybody had these big complaints when it came to forex. They didn't like the spread. They didn't like the fact that forex is not regulated. All the people that were like, "Oh man, I never put my money in that broker." The never-ending search for a reputable broker, and they're all offshore unless you want to deal with horrible fees, horrible spread through OANDA and some of these regulated brokers. So people and the truth is, I mean, look, you got 50 brokers for forex. All the data is slightly different. The fee structure and the spread is all different. So me and you and 10 other people, we could all be trading on 10 different brokers, and we could be taking the same signals, but the signals are going to be popping up in different places because the data is slightly different across the board. And yeah, so people would be like, "Oh, I don't like this about forex. I don't like that about forex." And then futures comes out, and they're like, 1 tick spread. You could barely see it. Oh, and then the other thing is the Forex prop firms, dude. Those are expensive. $1,000 for $100,000 account. $1,000 for $100,000 account, and that's the evaluation, and it's a 2-step. It's not even guaranteed. You might not pass that, and you got 30 days to do it. I mean,
Damn.
I know you gotta cough up the 1,000. You can't trade news. You got to modify your strategy. You got to deal with the fees and the spread, and you need to do it in 30 days. So let's go for that, you know. And so when I heard about the prop firms for futures, I was like, dude, that's crazy. And then the fact that, I mean, it is so cheap the way that they've set it up. I don't even think people trade demo accounts anymore. I'm pretty sure that everyone uses evaluation accounts as demo accounts to practice on. I don't even know if people use paper trade or demo accounts at all anymore.
Like when I was looking at them prices for Forex back then, I said, "Sheesh, this ain't for me."
Right, you could almost be better off depositing your own $1,000 and working
exactly.
on that. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, let's see. I had a really good day.
I'm done for the day, Ken. I actually got a late start. I missed the first hour, but got in a few trades. And,
we were looking for you. Everyone was talking about you.
Yeah, my ears were burning.
I know it.
No, yeah. I just had something came up, but that's okay. You know, sometimes you can't make it every day sometimes, and still got in a few good trades.
Good. Check this out.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, 1,600 for the day. That's on everything.
Sheesh. Goodness.
I know. Yeah, you guys just, oh my God, there's a pig sitting on my desk, a little stuffy pig that my daughter had, and I just realized she put fake eyelashes on it. It's sitting here looking at me with these, like, you know, the fake eyelashes girls put on their eyes. This little stuffed pig has fake eyelashes. That's crazy.
Nice day, brother.
Yeah, it has been. It sure has been. It slowed down a lot. I think I'll probably hop off of here. I've done what I needed to do here. We're back into that range. We had some really good trades, you guys. So if you really, no matter what you were trading, we ended up with some good trades. Even in here, we just hit a TP on Titan there. About to hit the TP right there. Probably already hit it. Yep, there's another TP. We lost this one. So we lost 1, 2, and I know some of these won throughout here, especially earlier in the session. I think we opened up with a 5-minute winner. Look at that. 5-minute winner for the big win too. I mean, depending on how fast you put your TP. TP1.
Man, I missed it.
TP1 was $476 at one contract, but that's if you were able to set your TP on time. That was a 25-point take profit. This thing ended up dropping 120 points. So yeah, all in all, good trading day. We had a lot of trading zones, a lot of winning altogether. Any way you look at it, we just won another one off of this zone here. But yeah, if you guys want to do that, just, you know, keep talking to me about it. Like tomorrow we have our webinar for mentorship. If you guys want to do more on order flow where we can just spend some time watching stuff happen, you know, I can explain it, but we could just have a chart open in the background. Maybe we catch something happening live right there while we're on the webinar, and I'll record it and all like I normally do. If y'all want to do that, just let me know and I'll start preparing some stuff and we'll go over it. I've got a video already. That's what I was about to do. I got a video right here.
I was going to ask you that. Which video is it?
So if you go in here, hold on. It's that button here. Let me just make sure. Okay, yeah, so for mentorship, you guys will see a course called STS Elite Plus Mentorship. Click here. and then go down. And it says using a volume so I made a volume profile, order flow and volume profile go together. So just so you know, this is a 35-minute video here, and this is where I show you how to break down a volume profile and set it up the same way I set it up. This is very helpful for finding the zones and the things like that I use each day. So look, I mean, this is a great looking profile right here. This is what we had today. That balanced profile that I was talking about, where when the profile is balanced, you'll see edge trading like this, where it's real easy to just trade the outside edges where the low volume is. But anyway, that's a 40-minute video strictly on volume profile, what we would look for and how we would trade these. That goes along with order flow. And then you have the trading order flow in TradeOvate. I don't have a video for Addis because I got Addis afterwards, but you can see here I go through and I show you the footprint chart, so you can see the footprint chart here, and I show you how to change the footprint chart so that you can know how to set everything up, read it, see it. And then we go over CVD, and I just put them side by side so you can actually see exactly how it works. So, and again, this is a 40-minute video on strictly order flow. So that's already in there, and that's for TradeOvate. You guys will see, if you start using it on TradeOvate and you like it and you notice that it's giving you an edge, you're probably going to want to try Addis. Addis reminds me a lot of TradingView. It just has a lot of extra tools, lots of really good tools to use for order flow. So that's why I use it. I mean, just the ability to go from a candlestick view to a volume profile all the way to a footprint chart in itself is worth the $90 a month I pay for it, because I use it too often. I mean, especially the volume profile inside of the candles, because we use candlestick patterns a lot. I want to know where the buyers and sellers are.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how you see that.
Yep, this is Addis. I've just got it set up, and I know at some point the more of you guys that start doing order flow and using using Addis, I'll end up building more. I'll end up building more of these. Look and see, this one here is oh, never mind. This candle's going that way. Yeah. And see, we can see the volume in this 1 hour candle. Look, is coming up here. Going to be an interesting area to watch when price comes up to that. Look, if I zoom in. Oh, I already marked the little zone right there. That's where it had reversed earlier. So let's see what it does when it goes up here. I got those zones pretty on target.
And what size accounts do you suggest if I was going to pick up 5 or 10 of them? Because I have a 200 or a 300,000, but I can't seem to pass that evaluation. Wondering if I should do some smaller ones.
I tried to take a swing at that one. It didn't work. So I do the 50K, I did the 300K accounts. Now I'm without saying too much, I'm working on a different set of accounts, and I've got my 300K, and now I'm working on a set of 50K accounts. So I would recommend, we've even talked about doing the 25K accounts. It's kind of a longer discussion. Look, it didn't work on this zone, but it worked on that zone. I didn't take it. So basically, look, you could go for the 50K account. You just have to keep in mind all right, the whole reason that I went for 300K account was because I thought that the trailing drawdown always followed, regardless of how much money you put into your account, right? So let's say if I got a 300K account, I was thinking, well, if I grow this account to 350,000, I'm still going to have a trailing drawdown, you know, so I can't go any lower than 342,000 or whatever, right? So I thought that the trailing drawdown always trailed regardless of the balance that you have in your account. I didn't know that it stopped trailing once you hit the safety threshold. I didn't know that until after I already had a buffer on my account and I was still being really careful. So I didn't know that. And
said it stops?
what?
You said it. What did you say it does?
Yeah. So the trailing drawdown stops once you've hit your safety threshold plus $100. So that's why. You see, yeah. So that's why once I learned that, I said, "Are you joking me?" Because what that actually means is that I could have done this on a 50K account, and instead of having to hit $20,000 profit targets, I could have hit a $3,000 profit target, and then I could have just built a buffer on my 50K account. The trailing drawdown will stop at what's the trailing drawdown on the 50K? It's 2,500.
2,500.
Right.
2,500.
So I could have it'll stop trailing at 2,600, and then if I put an extra $10, $20, $30,000 in profit buffer on there, then now I've got $20,000, $30,000 to play with. So yeah, the trailing drawdown stops at the safety threshold, and you could build a buffer on top of it. So realistically, Mike, you can trade a 50K account just like a $300,000 account, but you could get there a lot faster. You just have to be aware that in the beginning, you're gonna be dealing with a $2,500 trailing drawdown. So you just can't go super big on your trades until you build your buffer up. So does that make perfect sense? How the 300K is?
Yeah, it seems like it'd be easier to have a bunch of the smaller accounts to hit to hit your turn it into a real account,
and then just build a buffer on it, and you don't have to worry about the trailing drawdown. I think that once people get a performance account, the first thing they should do is grow it to 60,000. Don't take no payouts until you get that sucker to at least 60,000. And if you follow the blueprint that I put together, I said get one account and pass the evaluation. Once you pass the evaluation, then you pass the evaluation, and then you change it to a performance account. Boom, you have one performance account. And now go buy, say go buy 4 more accounts, 4 evaluations. Hook them up, trade them in the background. Don't even think about them. Just get 4 more, so you have a total of 5 accounts, 1 performance account, 4 evaluations. And then forget about the evaluations and set a $10,000 profit goal for your PA account. So the safety threshold is 3,000, or the profit target is what? Yeah, the safety threshold is the safety threshold is 2,600 on a PA account. So don't worry about getting a 2,600. Go make $10,000 on that $50,000 account. You can do it. Forget about 2,600. Forget about all that. If you will just say, I'm going to take this $50,000 PA account and I'm going to get it to 60,000. By the time you get it to $60,000, you have successfully passed your other 4 evaluations, and you built buffers in them, and you are eligible to withdraw something like $25,000 at that point. I already did all the math. It's inside of Discord right here. The blueprint idea. Let's see, where's the pinned messages? Oh, right here. Look. Here's the whole scenario. Step 1, buy the 50K account. You need $3,000. Once passed, it resets as a performance account with a $2,600 safety net. Step 2, first PA goal. Instead of stopping at $3,100 profit, you aim, I guess that's the safety threshold for that. So, or the payout amount. So instead of stopping at $3,100 profit, you aim for 10,000. So that grows your first PA to 60,000. All right. So step 3, at the same time, you buy 4 more 50K accounts and copy trade them. When you made 3K on your main PA, each of those make 3K, they pass. They reset as new 50K PA accounts. It's cheap to get started, especially right now. They're only $6. And so then step 4, keep trading. You need 7K more on your first PA to reach 10K. That same 7K gets mirrored to the 4 new PAs. by the time your first PA is at 10K, performance count number 1 is at 60,000. PA number 2 through 5 is at 57 each. So total profits is $38,000. Forget about the combined balance. That doesn't matter. So if you want to withdraw everything down to the safety net, then you'd be able to withdraw a total of 25,000. And all you did was pass one evaluation and set one goal to grow it to $50,000. I mean, to make $10,000. So you see what I'm saying? Like, man, people complicate this so much, but it's very simple math. They're just doing way too much. Like, it's one goal. Go get one evaluation and pass one evaluation. Boom. Now you have a performance account. Okay. You got a performance account. Now go get 4 evaluations, hook them up to group trade, and completely forget about them. Forget about those accounts. And at the same time, say, okay, I got my $50,000 performance account. I am going to go and make $10,000. I'm going to grow this from 50,000 to 60,000. That's my goal. That's my plan. I don't care how long it takes. What if it takes you 30 days or 60 days? Realize that means that if you do it in one go, if it takes you 30 days, you're about to withdraw $25,000. Is it worth it to you, or do you want to keep on going fast and blowing accounts, right? Now, what if it takes 60 days? Okay, it took you 60 days, you made 25,000. Have you ever made 25,000 from trading before? You know, so you just gotta put it into context, and do it.
Sorry.
That's right.
Yeah.
So here's the
Take
summary.
60 days on the 50,000, and I have 5 of them. How much is it next month to renew them?
Oh, you mean if you took? I don't know how much it is. You'd have to see how much the performance accounts are going for, and how much it depends on the deal that you get them on. But honestly, man, like, you might only have to renew them one time. So, sometimes, to give you an example, sometimes these performance accounts are these evaluation accounts are $37. So you could imagine if you had a total of 4 of them, 37 times 4. Right now, they're $70. So if you bought, one evaluation and you passed it, and you said, okay, I passed it, now it's time to buy 4 more, and you bought 4 of them right now, that'd be what, $280 at $70 a piece. So it'd be $280 out of pocket to buy 4 of them. And then if you went past the 30 days, which I don't think it would take you 30 days to pass I don't think it would take you 30 days to pass an evaluation on a 50K. You only got to reach $3,000.
Yeah.
It's
not
very
20,000.
unlikely. Most people that I know that are doing 50K evaluations, they are passing them in like a week or 2.
Okay.
And they're
So
risking like $200, $250 a trade.
So the benefit now is that if I pass those accounts, the performance is only $6 for each of them, right?
That's correct. But the downside is normally these accounts are $36, but right now they're $75. So they always get you one way or the other. But also normally the evaluation accounts are $36 and the performance fee is $40 or $80. So
so that's if I purchase one right now, it's $6. If I purchase one today,
I think it's if you're ready to you're ready to activate.
Right.
It doesn't stay with the account, right? It's only if they're passed currently.
Yeah, so look at it this way. If any of you guys have evaluations right now that you're working on, if you pass them between now and next Tuesday, you can change them to a performance account for $6 right now. Anyone that has evaluation accounts, if you try to go pay for a performance account right now, you'll get it for $6 between now and next Tuesday or Wednesday. So now, alternatively, if you don't have evaluations, you could buy them right now for $70, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I feel like you could probably just reset an old account, an old blown account for $50. Yeah, you could probably 40 or something. So just be smart about it. Get them as cheap as you can. And but yeah, right now you buy them for $70, and change them to PAs for $6. It is still all in the cheapest deal they've ever done that I've seen. I mean, from start to finish, if you have no accounts, if you're just getting into this for the very first time, all in is $84 out the door. So I think that that's the cheapest, or they may have had one other deal that was like $10 cheaper one time, but this is pretty cheap. I mean, $85 to access 50K in funding is, if you'll just stick to a plan, like if you'll stick to that exact blueprint that I just mentioned, in 30 to 60 days, you'll be pulling out $25,000.
Hey Ken, where I had to go on silent for a minute. I got a phone call. Where were you showing that blueprint? Where is it at in the one you were just going over?
I was just going to ask him that.
Yeah, go to the mentorship chat right here.
Okay, mentorship chat.
And then go into pinned messages.
Okay.
And then
right.
just real quick, I just want to add, for those of you that might be watching that are not in mentorship, I just want to take a moment to to highlight that's this right here. You guys are lucky to be able to even see this stuff, because this is a lot of this stuff that we're talking about and going into. This is what we're doing in the mentorship, setting up exact blueprints, and setting, we do a lot of different stuff in here. We have abundance rituals that we work on, so just being able to have this exact blueprint, this is the difference between buying a strategy and going with it, and then having an actual plan. So I just want to highlight the little benefits of the mentorship here.
I feel blessed
But
being able to see this.
how does the trailing drawdown work? Does it ever go up once you come down?
On the full accounts, maybe on like one of the static accounts, it constantly and always trails, but on the full accounts, most of the accounts that say full, the trailing drawdown stops at the safety threshold, which is your trailing drawdown plus $100. So if you're on a 300K account, when you have a performance account, once you reach $7,600 in total profit, your trailing drawdown then and there stops. And so it's locked in at 7,600. And now you could go make as much money as you want. And that's your buffer on top of the safety threshold. So now let's say you run the account all the way up to $375,000. That means that you have essentially a $75,000 buffer, because you can lose all the way back down to $300,100, I think is how it works. So you could literally, your trailing drawdown is 7,500, and when you reach 7,600, it stops. So if you go back down to 300,100, you could consider the account blown. Basically, once you reach $307,600, you can never let your account go to $300,000 again. It can go as high as it wants, but your trailing drawdown is locked in place at that point, and you don't need to worry about it. You just don't ever want to go back to 300,000. You can apply that same concept to every sized account, and that's why we're saying, honestly, it's better to just go for the 50K accounts, because if you can build a buffer, I mean, you could build a buffer bigger than the $7,600 that you get with the 300K account. So yeah, you need to be a little bit smaller in size in the beginning, so you don't blow the account, because you only got 2,500 to play with. And I know that it sounds like a lot, but you guys know, and everyone knows, and I know that the volatility, sometimes these candles are worth $1,000. If you're not paying very close attention, it's very easy to lose $1,000 in less than 1 minute if you're not aware of the volatility. So $2,500, it can go fast. I've been very meticulous.
I've done it.
Well, see, when I did the 300K account, it was no pressure. I was just I was like, yeah, well, no big deal. I got $7,600 in drawdown. I'm risking $250 a trade, 300. I mean, there was no pressure, but the 50K accounts, I've been hanging.
Way different.
Dude, yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm getting squeezed. Like, I mean, it's like I barely have enough room to take a trade without exceeding my risk, And I have gone over a little bit here and there. Like I don't care. There's been a couple trades that I took that exceeded my risk a little bit, not a lot, and not like double, triple my risk and things like that. But there's been a couple times you don't have a lot of room when you're talking about NASDAQ in queue and you're trying to stay under $200 to $300 risk per trade. It can get hard sometimes.
Man. Yep.
So yeah, great questions though, you guys.
I did good one time on one of the games. I did good. I made like 20, almost 2,000, or like a little over 2,000.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about it. Here I am though. Check this out. I don't think I did I put this up already or not? Oh yeah, I did. Now it's coming back to me. I think I did. Yeah. There's my results for today. But you got to take $60 off there cuz I tried to get smart with this thing somewhere and it took my lunch money.
Where'd you pull that from? How you pull that up?
Oh, I took a screenshot inside of Tradeovate and pasted it onto TradingView chart.
Yeah, it's on Tradeovate, right? Where is that on Tradeovate?
On the right side of the screen, you're gonna see all of your settings, and halfway down, there's 3 little lines that say reports. Just click reports, and then select the account that you want to look at. Which, depending on how many you get, you'll get a little list there, and then just press go for the day, and it'll give you a detailed breakdown of everything.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off of here. I'm all done trading. This range has officially held up all morning long. This is the same range that we've had and we've been looking at since we dropped down in here. So it keeps trying to poke up above there and just dropping back down. So you guys just be aware of the range. Have fun. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. We'll be back tomorrow for mentorship. I'll start thinking about. I don't know if I have enough time to prepare a whole order flow class before tomorrow, but I'll think about it. Victoria, if you're here, I think we've got a meeting today at 6, so I'll see you on Zoom. And for everyone else, I'll see you guys in the morning.
Thanks so much today, Ken. Thank you so much, bud.
Thank you, Ken. Bye.
Appreciate it.
Talk to y'all later.
All right.
Bye.
Yep.